Good morning. Most of the students have joined, so we have to continue with our today's part under nuclear chemistry. Yesterday, we have seen what is a nuclear reaction. We have defined nuclear reaction as the nuclear reactions are those in which the atomic nucleus gets transmuted or transformed into another atomic nucleus. In other words, we have seen that a nuclear reaction in which the composition of the nucleus has changed. The composition of nucleus means the number of protons and neutrons, this number here has changed. So the nuclear composition has changed when an atomic nucleus undergoes transmutation or transformation. We have seen that during this nuclear transformation from one atomic nucleus to another atomic nucleus, here, whatever number of mass number and atomic number that is present on LHS, that is exactly balanced on right hand side. That means the number of mass, atomic mass and atomic number on both the sides must be equal. Such a nuclear reaction is called as balanced nuclear reaction or balanced nuclear equation. In this regard, certain nuclear reactions are to be studied. During the study of all these nuclear reactions, certain lengthy nuclear reactions are also there. In order to shorten these nuclear reactions, the scientist Bethe has given certain notations, and according to these notations, a lengthy nuclear reaction is shortened by giving notations. For example, yesterday we have studied, according to Bethe's notations, first of all, a target nuclide is written. Then, lastly, a product nucleus is written, which is known as the recoil nucleus or daughter element. In between the target nucleus and daughter element or the product nucleus, in a bracket, first of all, we have to write the projectile followed by the ejectile. And we have seen yesterday by taking an example of aluminum, which gives silicon, and in between aluminum and silicon, we have written D followed by a comma and N. D stands for a deuterium, that is an isotope of hydrogen 1H2. Also, we have seen that all the nuclear reactions are accompanied by release of huge amount of energy. Not all the reactions are accompanied by release of energy. There are certain reactions where the reactions proceed further with the gain of energy, according to which we have categorized these nuclear reactions into two classes. When the energy thus released is labeled or denoted by a letter capital Q. If we denote energy with a positive sign, that definitely indicates that this reaction is exergic or exothermic, where the energy is released. And if we denote the value of Q by a negative sign, which indicates that the reaction proceeds with endoergic or endothermic, that means this reaction proceeds with gain of energy, otherwise the reaction is not at all possible. After this, we have studied that how to calculate the energy thus released during the nuclear reactions by using Einstein's equation, which is nothing but E is equal to mc square. So the value of positive or negative value indicates the exothermic and endothermic reactions respectively. In this regard, we have classified the nuclear reactions into 5 to 6 different types. First type that we have already studied, that is artificial transmutation or artificial disintegration. Second type that we are going to study today is artificial, or what we call it is artificial radioactivity or induced radioactivity. Third type is a projectile capture reaction. Fourth type is a projectile capture particle emission reaction. Fifth type is a nuclear fission reaction. And sixth type is a nuclear fusion reaction. So these are the 6 types of nuclear reactions, under which the first type that we have studied is artificial transmutation or artificial disintegration. The artificial transmutation or artificial disintegration may be carried out by using certain projectiles. These projectiles are sometimes the protons, that is 1h1, sometimes alpha particles, that is helium nucleus 1h2, and so on. So by using either of these projectiles, the reactions are disintegrated. Such a reaction which is disintegrated by using either of these projectiles are known as artificial disintegration. In this regard, yesterday we have seen the artificial disintegration by alpha particles. I would like to show you more reactions by taking certain different projectiles. So you can write in your notebook, that will be better. Yesterday I have told you, because the topic is very simple, provided you write in your notebook. Otherwise the topic is very difficult if you don't write. This is a reaction that we have studied yesterday, that is a transmutation by alpha particles, where helium nucleus serves as an alpha particle. Here we have taken the example of beryllium-49, which gives on bombardment with this alpha particle, which gives carbon-612 with the ejection of projectiles such as neutrons. Here, according to Bethel's notations, this is known as the alpha N process. Alpha is a projectile, N is a ejectile, or this can also be written as beryllium N process. This is a projectile and this is a ejectile, and here we have written the heading as alpha particles, so it is not necessary to write here alpha particles, because all these reactions are processed by using the projectiles such as alpha particles. The second reaction that we have already studied of nitrogen 714, where again alpha particles are bombarded, which are acting as a projectiles, which gives oxygen 817, that is normal oxygen is 816, which is stable, but this is an isotope of oxygen that is obtained by bombardment of this nitrogen with alpha particles with the protons. As protons are ejected and alpha particles are used as a projectile, this process is known as the alpha P process. Alpha means helium nucleus and P stands for a proton. Or the same reaction can be written as NP process. N stands for nitrogen 714 and P is a ejectile, that is a protons. So NP process. Now we shall move further with another projectile. Here we are using the projectile, that is a transmutation. Here transmutation by neutrons. How the transmutation by neutrons can be carried out? Just see here. For this purpose, we shall take the example of copper, atomic number 29, atomic mass 63. Neutrons are used here as a projectiles. You have to write side by side. During this course of reaction, gamma particles are ejected. If gamma particles are ejected, the product that we have to write is very simple. 29 as it is, 63 plus 1 is 64. Atom number 29 is of copper. That means another isotope of copper that is obtained just by bombarding copper 63 by using the neutrons. So this reaction is known as the N-gamma process. This process is known as a N-gamma process. N is a projectile and gamma are the ejectiles. Or this reaction can also be known as copper gamma process. Why it is a copper gamma process? Because here we have written the heading as a neutrons, so not necessary to write neutrons. Copper gamma means here whenever we are using this copper with neutrons, this gamma particles are ejected. So copper gamma may also be written copper gamma process. So copper 2963 with the ejectiles as a gamma, a new isotope of copper has been obtained. Another reaction I would like to give you here is an example of aluminium. As we know, aluminium, you write side by side, aluminium atom number 13, atomic mass is 27. Again, neutrons are common here. During this nuclear reaction, if one proton is ejected, you try to work out how the products are obtained here. If you are with the product, here again 13 minus to arrive at the product, 13 minus 1 is a 12, 27 plus 1 is 28 minus 1 is a 27. Atom number 12 is of magnesium, alkaline earth metal, second A group element. This process, according to Bethe notations, we can write this as aluminium P process. Why it is aluminium P process? Because aluminium is a target nucleus and the ejectiles are the protons 1H1, or the same reaction can be written as when the neutrons are used as a bombarding agents or projectiles, hence not necessary to write these neutrons. Simply we can write this as NP process. N is a projectile and P is a ejectile. So this is about the aluminium. Take for instance another example of nitrogen 740, where neutrons are again used. During this process, if an alpha particle is ejected, we have to arrive at the product of the main reaction. To arrive at the product of the main reaction, 7 minus 2 is 5, 14 plus 1 is 15 minus 4 is 11. Atom number 5 is a boron. So boron is obtained, and here how can we write? This is a nitrogen alpha process. This is an alpha process, or simply here we can write this as again neutrons as the projectiles and alpha particles are the ejectiles. Here it is considered that the nitrogen is used as a target nucleus. So this is how, these are the three representative examples where we have used these neutrons as a projectiles with copper, aluminum or nitrogen. They yield the corresponding product, and with the ejection of the particles such as gamma radiations, protons and the alpha particles. So this is about that artificial transmutation by neutrons. First reaction that we have studied under artificial transmutation or artificial disintegration is with the help of alpha particles. Second is neutrons. One more projectile is there. The transmutation under the same type, transmutation by protons. If you remember these parameters, then it is very easy to remember all these reactions I am telling so many times. Now the artificial transmutation or artificial disintegration that we have to carry out with the help of protons. We have completed the alpha particles, then the neutrons, now the protons. Take for instance the example of again aluminium. We know 1327 protons means 1H1. During this course, if gamma particles are ejected, now it is very easy to write the product. Just we have to add the atomic masses. 13 plus 1 is 14, 27 plus 1 is 28. Atom number 14 is of silicon. So silicon is obtained. How can we write this reaction? As alpha gamma process, or this reaction is known as a proton gamma process, because protons are used as a projectiles and gamma particles are ejected. So aluminum gamma process or proton gamma process, both meaning the same. And giving these shortcuts are not given in any of the reference books. I have worked for so many times and for so many years and worked out. This is for your benefit, that how can we write this with the help of the in shortcuts. Next reaction, that is with nitrogen, by using the same, that is N14 nitrogen, again the same projectiles, that is 1H1. During this course, if alpha particles are ejected, what is the remaining product? In order to arrive at the remaining product, we have to add up the atomic numbers. 7 plus 1 is 8, minus 2 is 6. 14 plus 1 is 15, minus 4 is 11. Atomic number 6 is of carbon. So here we can write this process as nitrogen alpha process. Why it is a nitrogen alpha process? Because it is considered as the protons are the projectiles, nitrogen and the alpha particles. So we have considered this target nucleus and the ejectiles, or we can write this as proton alpha process, both meaning the same. Protons as the projectiles and alpha particles are ejectiles. So this is about the transmutation by protons. We shall move further with another projectiles such as deuterium or deuterons. So transmutation by deuterons. Transmutation by deuterons. Here we shall consider deuteron means another isotope of hydrogen is 1H2, where one neutron and one proton is present. Now here the reaction we shall take again of the aluminium 1327, the deuterons 1H2. During this course, again neutrons are ejected. Now it is very easy to write the product of this reaction. 13 plus 1 is 14. 27 plus 2 is 29. Minus 1 is 28. Atom number 14 is of silicon. How can we write this reaction? Aluminium neutron process. Aluminium is a projectile. Neutrons are the ejectiles, or protons, deuterons, D N process. So if the question of the type, give an example of DN process, then this is the example. So this is how we can arrive at the product of the main reaction. Again, transmutation by deuterons, another example. I am giving more examples so that you will be familiar how the nuclear reaction proceeds further to yield the product of the main reaction. Now, here it is showing I am running out of time. Now, here, nitrogen, if we take for instance as a projectile and deuterons as the projectiles, here, during this course, if alpha particles are ejected, we have to arrive at the product of the main reaction. So 7 plus 1 is 8, minus 2 is 6. 14 plus 2 is 16, minus 4 is 12. Atom number 6 is of carbon. How can we read? We can write N alpha process. Nitrogen as a target nucleus, alpha particles are the ejectiles, or same reaction can be written as D alpha process. D stands for deuterons 1H2. Now, again, one more projectile such as transmutation by gamma particles or transmutation by gamma rays. Now, how the transmutation by gamma rays that can be carried out, that we have to study by taking an example of beryllium-409. Here gamma particles are there. Here during this course, one neutron is ejected. Now it is very easy to write. Here again 4, no atomic number is there, and here 9 minus 1 is 8. Another isotope of beryllium is obtained. So beryllium 49 is a stable nuclide, and by bombarding it with the help of a gamma particles, another isotope of beryllium that is obtained. So this is how we can arrive at the product of the main reaction. So how can we write in terms of Bethe notations? Here beryllium as the projectile, gamma are the beryllium as a target nucleus, gamma particles, not necessary to write gamma particles here, beryllium N process, or the same reaction can be written as gamma N process. Here gamma as the projectile, N is the ejectile. So in every reaction we have followed the same procedure, that while writing in terms of the Bethe notations, we have written first of all the target nucleus followed by the projectile and the ejectiles. So this is how we can easily write the nuclear reaction. I would like to give you here one common feature of for all these reactions, that now the common feature of all these reactions, if you check your notebook, it is revealed that I am very much sure that I have given the reactions for different projectiles, but by taking the same target nucleus. If you look at our first reaction that we have already studied yesterday, I have taken an example of aluminium, where this aluminium leaves behind the product as silicon. And this reaction of aluminium with any of the projectile that leads to this silicon nucleus, just now we have seen today also. So for the clear understanding of you people, I have repeated the same reactions for so many times. So the reaction with aluminium that we have seen yesterday, that reaction I have repeated for some other types also. So this is, I am giving the same reactions for different types, because to make you aware that how the reactions are proceeded further, because there are so many target nuclides are there. But if I give different target nuclides for different projectiles, then it is very difficult for you to remember all these reactions in a nutshell. So in order to summarize and in order to remember all these reactions by you, I have repeated the same target nucleus with different projectiles. So if you look at your notebook, then you can easily reveal that I have given the same reactions for different projectiles also. So this is how we have finished the first type, that is artificial transmutation or artificial disintegration, wherein we have used alpha particles, protons, neutrons, gamma particles, and deuterons also, by taking certain similar types of target nuclides. So this is how we have finished our first type. I am not in a hurry, because if we take so many examples for different types of reaction, then it is very difficult to digest by you people, and hence I am going to finish today only, and tomorrow we are going to start with the second type of nuclear reaction, that is known as the induced radioactivity or artificial radioactivity, where again we can study such similar types of reactions also. So you have to look all these reactions very carefully, then and then you will realize that how the reactions are appears to be very simple, but if you refer any reference books, the shortcuts are not given. Once again, I am repeating. So if you, I have given the Bethe notations on the right side of every nuclear reaction. So if you close your notebook and simply you try to write by knowing the notations, then you also able to write the whole nuclear reaction. That will perhaps give you more confidence during your exam time. So today I'm going to conclude here. You have to again, I'm telling you that